Welcome. Today we're going to review the Exemplar Social Science module so you'll have some ideas of the types of scaffolds and supports you will be building in per our student feedback so that you can ensure that your blueprint modules are meeting all of the criteria in the blended learning design principles. Let's start off by looking at the module as a whole. You will notice that your module will include the following elements. First, it has a week at a glance portion. We're going to go over that in just a moment. Secondly, it's going to have your day 1 launch, day 2 explore, and day 3 share pages. Those are going to be similar in nature to what you've seen in the past in terms of launch, explore, and share. And finally, you're going to notice that here in this Exemplar module, our assignments, discussions, quizzes, and other activities have actually been added to the module and nested underneath by indenting them. And we can do that by moving up here to the top right corner of the module, clicking on the gray plus sign that will appear, and then adding any relevant materials directly below the pages. You'll see in a moment how that navigation will be very easy for students to work through. Let's start by going to the Week at a Glance page. On the Week at a Glance page, we have two different elements. First, we have a calendar that allows students to see exactly which assignments are due on a specific day. And secondly, we have our learning goals or essential questions. I want to point out that each of these things is linked, but in actuality, they're not linked to the assignment. They're linked to the launch, explore, and share pages. This will allow students to access this content within the context of the directions. The next page in the module is our launch page, and our launch page, once again, is utilizing headings, icons, waypoints, and then bolded, underlined, or italicized key text so that students can easily navigate it. Just a reminder that your text on these pages will be in student-facing language and should be very clear and easy to understand. Students will begin with step 1, move on to step 2, and step 3, and so on. Within step 3, you can see that the assignment has already been added as a hyperlink. Now, please note that this hyperlink is not a raw URL, but rather a descriptive URL. That's very important. We've also added some supplemental materials if students need them for understanding. Finally, we've used diversified instruction in the form of a variety of resources throughout this module. Here's an example of a video that has been added from YouTube. Please do make sure that your videos have closed captioning, your images have alt text, and other key accessibility elements have been added. Since those assignments are nested within the module, if students click the next button, it will take them directly to that page. You're going to want to make sure that any assignments or discussions have 0 points assigned, no due date, and have very clear instructions for how students would complete the assignment and also how they would turn them in. So for example, here we have step-by-step directions for how to complete this activity. And additionally, there are step-by-step directions for how to turn it in here in Canvas by clicking that blue button, uploading the document, and then finally clicking submit. You'll notice on the Explore page, there is a notes frame here to help support students in taking their notes. There are a variety of different resources. And of course, the discussion board is also going to have those step-by-step descriptive directions for how students can complete it, as well as opportunities for collaboration. Finally, for day 3 share, you'll see there are 3 different activities, and those 3 activities are also in that navigation for the module. So when we click next, not only will we be able to access them here, but when we click next, we'll be able to access them additionally on those subsequent pages. Here's that production possibilities curve. And then here is that FRQ that goes along with the next assignment. Now, I do want to mention right here as we're wrapping up this video that this FRQ has a great deal of text that students need to access. We want to make sure that anytime we have a lot of text, students have access to accessibility resources. For that reason, this assignment has actually been built into a page rather than into a typical assignment frame. That's because only pages in Canvas feature the immersive reader. So building this text into a page allows students to utilize this immersive reader for accessibility reasons. The directions are at the bottom, and if students click turn this in or click next, it will take them to the place where they can then turn that assignment in. Hope this is clear, and please let your EdTech TOSAs know if you have any questions whatsoever.